And back to the Fashion Icon podcast, where we're going to be showing you some of the latest and trending dresses and designers happening right here in the capital of the world. As far as me is concerned, the 305, where we have today, we're featuring a Quince Expo where we're going to have a lot of our models showcasing the latest trends in Quince dresses. But besides that, we have a lot of people that have come here to join us in this amazing podcast. And today with us, we have someone that is very, very knowledgeable in beauty pageants and modeling. She's been around us representing the Cuban community for many, many years. And besides that, a true friend of mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and let her introduce herself because she knows who she are. I mean, for me, it's just like La Negra. I love her. What can I say?
Hi everyone, I'm Fatima Coelho, or better known as Fatima Watson.
I'm like, who's Coelho? It's like, it's Watson
Well,
for
because
me.
Coelho's when I got married, but you knew me when I was Watson, which was when I was single.
Yes, it was. I mean, and what an amazing family, you know. The mom, God rest her soul, such a wonderful, wonderful person. And I loved her for many reasons. And one of the reasons is she was always so kind, full of life, and the way that, you know, that she brought you up, you know,
Yeah,
to
she
be,
was very supportive.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know, and I, you know, really, like, I just loved her. What can I say? But Fatima, tell me a little bit about. I know where you came from. I know you know your trials and tribulations and how much you've grown and you know put the Cuban community through pageant up in the forefront of your life. But tell those people that don't know, how do you get into you got into modeling and pageantry way back then?
Well, back then, I started in pageantry just like right now, as a quinceañera. You know, I came in as a quinceañera. I've always wanted to do modeling and pageants, and then that's when I started. And I'm not going to be embarrassed to say my age. I started at the age of 15, just like a lot of these quinceañeras, and I'm actually going to be turning 50 this year.
Wow, you look
Yeah,
good.
thank you, thank you. So that's how long I've been in the industry. And I started with you, and with you, that's when I started to
Yeah.
learn how to, pose in
Yeah,
front of the
and you know
camera and
that a lot
everything.
of people say, "Oh, but I've only seen you." It's like I've been doing this for 46 years in 64 countries, and I've been blessed that
Yes.
you know that I've been able to shape many lives. You know, hundreds, if not thousands, of girls through our academy and all that. And you took off. You became a model. You became a beauty queen, and now I see you and such a good feeling to see you as not only as an icon, but to see you, you know, as a role model to other women, empowering them, showing them the right path, and not just women, of men. Right now, what pageants are you the director of?
Well, I am the organizer of Nuestra Belleza Nacional Cuba, which is an organization that I created basically to give back to the Cuban youth so that they can have the experience that I had that changed my life. Right now, I have Miss Earth Cuba. This is Stephanie, who just competed at Miss Earth, and she placed top 20 this year out of 76 contestants. Thank
Congratulations.
you so much. And then for the first time ever, I have a Mr. and his Mr. Earth. His name is Jorge Oliveira. He's actually going to get ready to compete in Colombia for Mr. Earth.
When is that?
That is going to be this July
Okay.
in Cartagena, well, no, in Santa Marta, Colombia. I'm really excited because this year I have both that are representing not just the title of a beauty pageant, but also of the environment, which
That
is
is
very
very good.
important.
Yeah, very
Yes.
important, especially with all you know the shifting changes in the environment and stuff like that. So it's something that you know that we need to be conscious about giving back to the earth what we often take out. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you do that you embark yourself in that journey. And what tips can you give to a young quinceañera, a young girl that wants to start in the world of pageantry?
Well, one of the tips that I can give, which helped me a lot, is taking modeling classes, taking etiquette classes, because that really does help you. It helps you form how to sit, how to speak, how to dress, how to walk. It just it's like when you're doing a math project and then you put it all together, it just flows.
Yeah, it's one of the very,
It
very
flows
key
very well.
ingredients into it. And how do you feel that it differs modeling versus pageant?
Well, I can tell you, I've seen a lot of changes throughout the industry with modeling and pageants. It used to be something separate, but I'm noticing lately that a lot of pageant girls are models. You know, they're getting influenced into it, so they're kind of like influencing together. The difference is that modeling, you're selling a brand, you're selling your clothes, you're selling like jewelry, as opposed to being a pageant. It's more like you're giving a story. You know, you have a platform. You're speaking about your causes. You know, you basically have a voice when you have a crown.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because one of the things that I have found through the years, especially in the past 2 years, is that there is an amazing, incredible change, shift rather,
Yes.
from pageants going a little more into fashion. And I notice it because there's so many beauty queens that come to us for coaching, but they want the modeling because they've actually found that there is, intertwined, that they can be a beauty queen, represent their platform, but be more fashionable, and as a beauty queen, be on a runway, be in a catalog, be in a commercial. And that's often, I find it, I kind of like celebrate it because it's allowing the beauty queens not to just have, you know, beauty per se, but you know that she's talented, that she's well educated, she's well spoken, she represents something that means something very personal and powerful to her,
Absolutely.
but at the same time be able to do that as a model.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
and,
And
and
you
go,
know what? We have that example because I have Stephanie, who is Miss Earth. She is actually a political major. She has a degree in political science. So, you know, her goal is that she wants to be a politician. So it's not just about beauty, but you're also giving back. You're also showing that you can be beautiful and at the same time have brains, like what we say, beauty with brains.
totally
Yeah.
agree. Is one of the things that I always find is that networking, I mean, I've been able to, I mean, I'm blessed because everything that I learned in the Marines,
Yes.
okay, everything that I learned when I was in working for Humana Medical Plan for 13 and a half years, everything that I've learned as a community activist has brought me closer to the ultimate goal that I'm working on right now. A lot of people have seen, you know, how the podcast has taken off and we're getting, you know, a lot more attention internationally and things like that. Didn't happen overnight. It happened because well, like you say, you have earlier, you know, I had the plan. I was determined. I was dedicated. I put in the time, and some of the things that we did, it just made it, you know, exploit into using all of those resources into like, okay, let's bring all these people together and share their knowledge. You know, it's like
Absolutely.
if you can help one girl, you know, have their goal, make their goals through your experience, through the podcast, or you know, we can show that it's, you know, you're impacting more than that one person that's next to you. You're sharing your knowledge and empowering their lives.
Absolutely. And like what you said about, you know, communicating with different parts of the world, we're also, being that we're Cuban and we do have a lot of issues happening in Cuba, being in these beauty pageants, it gives us a chance to be a voice for the country, not just here, but on the island, and also giving out the awareness to people across the world. Like, for instance, and Miss Earth is in Philippines. Many people on the other side don't know everything that's going on, and then you know, they.
Well,
It's a good way.
it reminds me many
Yeah.
years ago when I was in it's, I was being interviewed, and it says, "Where are you from?" And you know how I'm always kidding around, and it says, "Well, I'm American, born in Cuba."
Right.
And the lady asked me, "In what state is that?"
Well, this is a good way to educate them, you know,
Well,
let them to know, because you know we learn something new every day.
I didn't give her the third degree. I gave her the Baron degree. So I
Oh
just,
boy, oh boy, I can only imagine.
hey, you know, it's like I've always been the same. You've known me,
Of
never
course.
changed, not planning to, too old to change, don't want to change. You love what you see or you don't, and guess what? No offense, I don't care. That's what it is. It is like there's no filter from here to here. What's here, it just come right out. And be careful, it may just hit you.
Barren, always being barren.
I try to, laugh about it, live a full life and whatsoever. So, what is your next venture that you're trying to embark on? How do you see yourself? Where are you going? Where's Fatima going to? What's your next goal?
Well, my next goal is this. I do want to come out with a sustainable fashion line. I'm not a designer, but basically it's upcycle, which is what Miss Earth does a lot. Basically, just taking little, sustainable outfits and just turning it into something
Well,
very
you know
modern.
that
You know?
I mean, look, I swear to God, goosebumps. You know why? That is the trendiest thing in
Yes, it is.
fashion right now.
Sustainable, yeah.
Sustainable clothing. And the major, massive shift that's been happening is that before you would go to a thrift shop and you would be, I mean, shamed if you're seen in a thrift shop
Right.
because it was for poor people only.
Right.
Now the trending is that you go and you find amazingly beautiful classical pieces, and sustainable is the key word. Sustainable is the fashion word of 2025. You nailed it, because that is the trending word in fashion is sustainable. People will buy an older outfit, and they just use that, and they'll add some stuff and all of the stuff, and you have a brand new outfit. For number one, you save money. Number two, you have a Dior that you probably pay $10 for, that is worth and is in great condition. You just added something, and guess what? Less footprints in the entire world. You're saving money. You're saving time. You're saving the planet by going with sustainable outfits. So, be conscious. Get that, plastic bottle and get it recycled. Be conscious. It's our it is our world. It is time to give back to Earth what we've taken out.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that you're in that trend.
Yeah, and
Fatima.
there has been outfits that have been on the Miss Universe stage. Like, for instance, a few years ago, not too long ago, Miss Universe Thailand came out with an evening gown that was made of soda can tips. The
Wow,
lids.
yep.
The whole entire
That's
dress.
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but it was done. It was done. And many people are doing that. They're using, soda cans, or they're using straws, or even ties. Like, she was in the upcycle fashion show that they did for Miss Earth that was made out of men's ties, and she won first place.
And then we have Miss Cuba just standing there looking at me. It's like, I'm not in here. I'm not in here. It's like, so let's bring her in.
This is Lady.
Lady, very fashionable, but
Yes,
lady,
she is.
like that's my P. There we go. Now we can see her. Okay.
Yes.
Like, why don't you come around here, ladies, and just, or push him out of the way. Just, this is a live. We're live, so it doesn't matter. What happens, happens. So I drink water, and is this water? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Okay.
It's Cuban coffee. We'll get some later.
That's it.
Con espumita.
Very, very. But I'm glad that that is. It really makes me happy that you're going down that path, Fatima, because it's. A lot of people don't know that I'm very spiritual and I'm very conservative in a lot of things. They only see the outer shelter, that I'm always kidding around and messing around and joking. But it pleases me to see that, not only because Miss Earth, but that you're going down that path of sustainable.
Yes.
Because we all really need to be a little bit more conscious of sustainability in all aspects of our life, but especially in the garment industry, that there's a lot of things that, like I said before, you save time, you save money, and you save the planet.
Absolutely.
So it's got multiple uses, and you can buy, like I said, a Coco Chanel or a Dior or any brand names that you can go on out there. And now right here in Miami, there's kind of like a little bit of going on that in downtown Miami, there's all these young people. They come in and they have tents and they're selling, old clothes, vintage clothes.
Yes.
And they're making tons of money. And there's a lot of people that are actually recycling. Some donate it and others make money out of it. Some are actually getting, classic, old, whatever you want to call it, outfits and just modernizing and adding some things
Absolutely.
and things like that. So thank you for being with us. I love it. I
welcome.
definitely love you, Queens. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Representing the Cuban community, empowering women. And I know that it's not just empowering Cuban women, but you're empowering all young
women.
ladies.
And gentlemen.
And it's again, like I said before, it pleases me that you're doing an amazing job. So thank you for being
Thank you
with
so
us.
much, Baron.
Stay tuned for the next Fashion Icons, that we will be having a lot more tips and tricks about fashion and some of the upcoming things. Shortly, we're going to be with a couple of the models that are wearing the latest trends in quinceañeras fashions. We're going to ask them what are the trending designers and where they can go get those dresses. So stay tuned. There's going to be about a 5-minute break, and we're coming back.